Hi everyone, this is meowmurai. Let's continue our game of Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance running on PC. Excuse me.
Hey.
Well, now you're certainly the capable sort, aren't you? I can tell. I am Side, and I grant power to those with gifted minds. What better ways to make their dreams come true, wouldn't you say? I believe that we all carry some measure of talent within, but not everyone is aware of their potential. However, that's why I find the talent that best suits the individual. But if they desire it, I can magnify that potential 100-fold. However, it doesn't come free, as the cost is paid with their life force, you see. For instance, the Ippon Bataraj here traded his life span and received the talent of legendary craftsman. Damn right I did. Better than having no talent at all and barely scraping by. I'll bust out my talent any way I can. Unfortunately, a rather inelegant demon has been making others give up on their dreams, snuffing out their budding potential. Have you ever come across a demon named Apsaris? She's a meddling siren who's managed to gather quite the following as of late. She persuades weaker demons to settle for a life that matches their situation, claims she's giving them just enough to get by. But all she's really doing is using them as means to forge her own circle of gods. She doesn't care about uniqueness or individuality at all. Not one bit. Everyone has their own talents, their own strengths and weaknesses, do they not? Don't you think it's terrible that she fails to see that?
Hey.
In light of all this, I'd like to ask something of you. Would you put a stop to Asparis' plan? I know you can defeat Asparis. Well, how about it? Oh, thank you. You'll find Asparis in a cave in Chiba. That's where she gathers her followers. Good luck to you. Oh yeah, we couldn't do anything with that when we went there the first time. My skill as a craftsman is shoddy as can be, an embarrassment to my kind, actually. But you know what? I asked Side for help, and suddenly a whole bunch of doors started opening for me. Thanks to her, I'm going to use my new skills and become the best stonemason in the biz. Ever get lost? Gotta use landmark. Think tall, think big, work best. 5 glory. And 9 mean men. Need one more for the next bonus. She's like magic. Oh, I don't have any of these guys, huh? I might not have the room for them either. So, you're meowmurai Pronobi. I've heard the rumors about you. Well, this is quite the development. Mayhap I could even be your ally. Now then, what to do? I want a massive slice of your stamina. You don't need that. Instant whelp. Maybe you'll learn some manners in the next life.
Exactly.
You don't look happy. Something on your mind? Yes. What's troubling you? I need more allies. Perhaps you're just too repellent of a person. The demon looks bored. What will you do? Dancing? Flash and Maka. Just another money grubber, are you? Okay. Never know. Never know what it's going to be that you need to do. Oh, never seen you before. You planning on charging right in? Me, I wouldn't do that if I was you. Some crazy monster got sent up ahead to take out the angels. But the thing got it out for everybody. Angels, demons, doesn't matter. Anything that goes everything that goes near it gets ripped apart. And it's got its territory marked near Tokyo Tower. If you're heading that way, you better watch out. New ley line.
Young man.
What is your opinion on demons in general? Most humans only consider demons figments of the imagination. However, we know that demons are very much real and indeed prey on humans. You must be careful. I don't want that thing anymore. You can have it. Obtain vitality incense. And what is that? Increase demon's vitality. I really should give it to her. Demon strength. Increase demon's level by 1 if that demon's level is lower than that of the Nabahito. Well, sure, it is lower.
Yes. Hold.
Actually, it reminds me, I gotta finish Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I still haven't finished that game. I suppose you deserve a little gift to lift the spirits. Take this. Obtain Lifestone Chain. There's one part of the Netherworld I must eject to. It's the sand. You can dress yourself with all the care and refinement in the world, but one errant gust of wind and you're a walking clump of sand and dust. This place is cramped as hell. Way too damn small for a demon lord like me.
True.
You've chosen to rely on my power to survive in this alien land we call the Netherworld. You've chosen wisely. Those who terrorize cats will be captured by us and taken to the cat kingdom. What's that? What do we do with them afterwards? Certainly not something I can say here. Yeah.
Aha. Welcome to the world.
Okay. What can we do with her? Fortuna? No. Operation Steel? Oh, did that just come out? I thought I saw it in the coming soon section, but yeah, if it's out, I'll check it out. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. And yes, I do love my shmups. We even play those absolutely terrible ones, which is most of them, unfortunately. Let's see. Neko Shogun. Level 5, though. He's not really coming in very hot. What's the mermaid have? Stormcaller. Oh, this thing has way more stuff. Let's do the unicorn. And then we'll bring over Zahn. Okay, yeah, I'll pick it up, and I don't know if I'll have time to stream it tonight, but maybe we'll do it tomorrow.
Is this demon to...
That's the problem with the eShop. It's just so many games. It's so hard to figure out which ones are good. I mean that's what it gets for being the #1 system. Honestly, the PlayStation 4 store is like that too. Maybe not so much the PlayStation 5 store, but certainly the PlayStation 4. Okay, well,
A pleasure to meet you.
I had to give up my pixie for a unicorn. I'm probably going to capture another one. Just because she's useful in the negotiation process. Oh my goodness. Kate Sith, what can we do here? Or I guess it's not pronounced Kate Sith. I had to figure out how to pronounce it. Just Bufu?
Return when you have got...
I saw a couple of good shmups coming up on the coming soon page. I put them on my wish list, but I don't recall their titles. That's okay. Today's supposed to be, Elden Ring Day, but I've been playing it on PC, and you can't carry your game saves over cross-platform. So I have to play a little bit more through the game to get access to the area. Because you have to do a lot to get access to that DLC. Like if you're starting from zero, I mean you're not getting to that DLC until 50 hours later, at least. Which is kind of a shame they did it that way, but you know, it goes that way. That's the way it is sometimes. That's right. Yeah, I know. Like you don't want Nintendo to be like too hard on their regulation, right? Because you want to have like lots of games on your platform, but at the same time, boy, they let a lot of stuff in on that eShop, which probably doesn't deserve any money. I mean, I have a hard time defending some of those choices that are on there. But, you know, maybe there's somebody out there who wants to buy, you know, another copy of, God, what's been on there? Like Alarm Clock or, God, whatever the dancing game was. I just can't remember the name of it. I try to put it out of my mind. See, now, why would a boy like you bother talking to me? Am I happy you want me to eat you? Not if I eat first. Haha, very true. This is the neither world. It's either eat or be eaten. Oh, okay. Boy, I'm just not getting the right answers for this guy. Time for the little zippity zap then. Yeah, I will say there's some promising shmups that are coming out. Maybe not necessarily on the Switch, but the PlayStation 4 and the PC are getting quite a few. I think we'll still see some of the leftover Dreamcast games that need to be ported over the Dreamcast shmups. Imagine those will probably do pretty well, even with the system kind of being on the tail end of its popularity. Or, well, I should say that they're announcing a new system. I mean, the system is as popular as it's ever been. All those copies of Mario Party and Mario Kart seem to be driving the system. That's right, I don't have Dia with everyone anymore. The more you resist, the more I want to gobble you up. It's not that answer either. You're a pain, man. I don't know, maybe we'll sneak it in today. I mean, I always love a shmup, especially a good one. Like I said, I still have to play a little bit more Elden Ring to get to the DLC. So I know everybody wants to see it. Maybe they don't want to see me play it necessarily. But at the very least, I should weigh in on what I think about it. The Blade reboot? Yeah, I actually did cover it here. Yeah, it's really good. Very, very old school feel to it. You know, it feels like a 90s game. And actually that one is pretty good, the Devil Blade reboot, because they've been doing constant updates on it. So it's not like they just released it and then abandoned it. So yeah, good times, for sure. And I imagine that one's going to make its way to the consoles. I can't imagine a game like that not having a console port. Tell me what you see. A terrifying she-devil, a beautiful lady. Terrifying she-devil? See me as a demon, do you? Or is that merely how you see yourself? Can you bear eking out your days as one of God's condemned? The demon life suits me well. And let me tell you, the important thing is how you live that life, how you choose to wield that power. I wonder, what will become of you? Now then, what to do? A little bit of life, sure. Must sliver your stamina, yeah, sure. 3 life stones? I think you've had enough. Oh, mighty bold of you. I'm Azumi, the brute. Let's see what you're made of. Yeah, I didn't do a complete run through or anything. You know, I don't. At least my first video on a game, I just essentially have like a preview and just a rough review. But I do actually plan on doing like a full 1 credit run on that one. That one's fun enough where I think it deserves it. Yeah, the Nintendo Direct was really good. I think it had like a little bit of something for everyone. It does show that the Switch does have some life in it, even though it's sort of at the tail end of its life. But they have lots of good games. The Mario and Luigi one is like a particular favorite of mine. The Dragon Quest III remake, the HD 2D remake. Of course, the Marvel collection, the Marvel Fighting Game collection. That was a real surprise. I don't think anybody saw that one coming, especially in a Nintendo Direct. New Zelda looked good. New Metroid Prime looked good. Really, the only bummers were like the Funko game, the Funko Pop game, because why? And I think there was like one other game which I thought was maybe didn't really deserve a spot. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but definitely the Funko game. I was like, I don't know why that exists. But yeah, very few bad games. Almost all good games. If you think about it, they gave you like all of their big franchises. They gave you Mario, right, and the Mario and Luigi and Mario Party. They gave you Zelda, you know, brand new Zelda 2. They give you Metroid, which again nobody expected Metroid to show up, because Nintendo themselves said, "Don't expect too much out of this Direct," and you know they were hiding something in their pocket, obviously. You got the niche fighting game guys. You know, they got Marvel vs. Capcom. They've been wanting that for 10 years now, right? It's been a long time since that's been available for sale anywhere. Mainly because Disney or the Marvel at the time were being not very good with the licensing. But things have changed recently with Marvel Entertainment. Yeah, I mean, nobody was really left out. We got the one farming game. Sort of farming / Pikmin. But yeah, good times. I said it. It's something for everyone. I mean, it's the reason why the system's doing so well. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to just playing Children of the Atom. I know it's weird, but that's actually my favorite, that very first one. And, you know, of course, I played a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I think everybody past a certain age has played a lot of that game, especially if they owned a Dreamcast. But I'm not like super jonesing for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, just because I played so much of it. And the thing about those versus games is that everybody that plays online plays the broken teams with the infinite wall combos. So it's like not actually really fun to play competitively because it is so broken. But I'm glad it's there, you know. Yeah, Marvel Superheroes is cool too. I mean, listen, they're all cool. Punisher is cool. It's kind of nice that they finally were able to get Punisher again. Yeah, just overall, it was just really, really good. I still think the Microsoft presentation was like better for all the core gamers, but the Microsoft presentation also had most of their games in 2025, whereas the Nintendo presentation had most of their games in 2024. So, like, as far as like looking forward to something, you actually were going to be able to play most of the stuff that was on Nintendo Direct, and then you're maybe going to play some of that stuff on the Xbox much later. Go closer. Gotcha. Okay, you're a little trickster. I just do not have enough MP. I think what I'd look forward to is since Capcom and SNK seem to be having a pretty good relationship recently, is if they release the Capcom versus SNK 1 and 2 and SNK versus Capcom or SVC Chaos. I'd like to see that too. So, you know, on one hand, you know, a lot of us gamers love to complain about there being too many, you know, remakes and re-releases, but at the same time, we want remakes and re-releases. It's just like certain ones, you know. Like, I don't need a re-release or a remake of Last of Us 2 that came out on the same system that they're remaking it on. But if you want to remake, you know, if you want to remake like Gradius 1 through 5, I'd be down for that. Actually, speaking of shmup, so where the hell is R-Type Final 3 for other systems? It's not even for PC. It's just for the PlayStation 5. It's really good, but it's stuck on just one system. Oh my god, I am out of magic all the time in this game.
How's this?
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're really good. I don't know. The problem with all the Capcom games is that they're not very well balanced. So I want to say that they're just really fun games to play. But yeah, you're gonna find, or at least I think you're gonna find, that when you start playing those games online, any of those versus games, that you're just gonna be surrounded by, you know, the overpowered teams. You know, like I expect nothing but you know, Colossus and Cable and some third choice in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I imagine it'll just be endless people just playing Cable, Colossus, and who else is popular? I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's like that's a good and bad about a legacy game like that. But that being said, again, it's just nice that we can own them. I actually might get a physical copy of that one. Just because, you know, certain licensed games have a hard time staying on stores. Of course, this might also open the gates for the X-Men arcade game from Konami. Maybe they'll have a chance to re-release that again, because, you know, that was pulled from the Xbox Live, I mean, a long time ago, during the 360 days. I don't even think it was on sale for that long.
Oh, you want some? Well, do ya? Hey, hey, hey! Uh-huh.
Or Capcom is also working on Street Fighter 6. You know, They're going to add Terry and Mai, Elena and a Bison. Heaven forbid that they give us new characters. Though in defense of Capcom, all the new characters they've given us kind of suck. It's like they can't really quite get new characters down very well. So what do you end up doing? You end up playing, Luke and Ken. Because Aki was terrible. Still is terrible. Even after all the buffs. Who else was there? Rashid is okay, but still significantly worse than all the other characters. And like even the new cast of characters in Street Fighter 6, Marissa is like significantly worse. Jamie is significantly worse. Manon is significantly worse. Like, there's no reason that you would ever pick those characters to play, the new characters that they introduced, because they're just not as good as Ken or Luke or Guile. And if you want to be super cheesy, you could consider E Honda good. At least until people figure out how to get past your flying body press and your torpedo. But after that, up until then, you could win like a ton of games just being like a cheap bastard. Yeah, I have to agree. Like they are trying to build. Like it's hard for them to build on those games, especially since they've been around for so long. Which is why I guess they were, they're trying to put in the modern controls just to make it less complicated. But at the same time, it is kind of a handicap if you decide to play with modern controls. So it's like it's nice that it's there, but it doesn't really solve the problem of the games being too complicated.
Judgment.
I think Mortal Kombat is the worst of them because, Mortal Kombat is pretty much all legacy skills. And the way the Mortal Kombat combos work is that you have to hit the buttons. Like, you can't mash, right? There's a certain amount of mashing you can do in a Street Fighter game. Like, if you jump up and you press punch twice, then the game knows that you meant to push punch once. But Mortal Kombat, if you jump up and push punch twice, then you don't get the combo. It's like no, you do this right or you get nothing at all. That's why I kind of liked the Grand Blue versus game, the Grand Blue fighting game. I mean, it's a pretty loose game. And then you can do all sorts of flashy stuff without breaking your hand, doing all sorts of weird spinning motions. There might be a demo of that one too if you want to check it out. But I thought Grand Blue Versus was really good. And the Grand Blue RPG was really good too. Yeah, I hear you on the timing. I mean, all those fighting games, you have to be so dedicated. I guess it's like playing an FPS, It's like so many people spend so much time playing those that it almost becomes not fun to jump into it as a, just like a, medium skill gamer. Even if you're like a high skill gamer, you're approaching like the top 10%, it's still like a rough play. Oh, nice, yeah. Yeah, Grand Blue's awesome. I actually played that one with my friends, because we can play. The missions are super short. If you want to play that online, you don't have to spend 20 minutes inside of a boss fight. You can do those in like 5 or 6 minutes, unless you want to do some of the more complicated bosses. So yeah, that one respects your time, and it's gorgeous. It's an amazing looking game. I need to start increasing my magic. I just don't have enough. Like, you use magic a lot in this game. The regular attacks just don't really quite cut it. Oh my god, where even am I? I have no idea. What am I doing? I'm supposed to go over here, I think. I've just been wandering around.
Here you go.
But I need to
Uh-huh.
I need to do a little bit of grinding in order to raise the appropriate number of levels. These Shin Megami Tensei games, I mean, they're just really brutal as far as the your level requirements. Although this version, they have a difficulty. You can put it on easy, and then I think there's an item that gives you more experience. I haven't looked into it though. Yeah, that is true on FF7. They seem to really want you to spend time playing that game. Yeah, I hear you though. I mean, I can't stay away from these RPGs, but I mean, I play these, like, this is probably going to be like 50 weeks of play, right? I'm going to have like 50 or 60 parts of this. I'm going to spend 2 or 3 months before I finally get to the end. It's really rough. I do wish games weren't quite as long anymore. I know that sounds weird, but I'm happy with a game that's 12 hours. I mean, if it's 12 hours, I can see the end of it, and I probably had like a fun 12 hours versus 70 to 100 hours where I maybe didn't have fun all the way through. It used to be games were that long too during the 360 era. I mean, games were like 10 hours long, with the exception of RPGs. But now even Call of Duty is like, the Call of Duty campaign is, I think, 15 or 16 hours. I think it's longer than normal. Not that I'll ever plan on playing Call of Duty again, but Does it hurt the elderly even? Does it hurt to kill the elderly even just a little? Yeah? If it does, then why do it? To survive. Well, whatever the reason, please don't kill the elderly. If living's your goal, then this ought to help. You obtain Amrita Soda. Okay, that's so weird. These SMT games are so weird. Oh, you. Okay, I am supposed to go over here. I don't have either of these guys? Well, I don't want the pot. Yeah, so I do like the new Yakuza, so I like it. But I don't think, as far as the story is concerned, I don't think it was as strong as Yakuza 7. You know, the Yakuza from previously. But as far as like the gameplay goes, like the gameplay is better. There's a lot more quality of life improvements in there. The battles are much faster. There's the party makeup makes a lot more sense this time around. So you can gain better abilities. The mini games are plentiful, just like always. But I do feel that game's story is just a tad less well written. And it's divided into two stories, right? You have Kiryu's story, and then you have Ichiban's story. And like Ichiban's the main character of the game, kind of supposedly going forward, and like his story was the weakest. So yeah, I would say temper your expectations down just a little bit. Like the gameplay itself is really good, but the story I don't feel is as strong. Like I also feel that it's borders on a little too much silliness versus the previous games. Like there's a lot of silliness in the Yakuza games. Don't get me wrong, but there's usually like the silliness is like side missions in a Yakuza game, and in this new game, some of the main missions are silly, which I don't really like. I don't really play. Like I like the silliness in the Yakuza game, but I don't really play it for the silliness. I play it for like the manly stories that almost make me cry. Right. So yeah, it's good. It's worth the money, but definitely don't get the DLC. The DLC is a complete waste of money, and it's not really. There's no good story resolution from the DLC. So yeah. Hopefully you didn't buy it, and you could save yourself a couple bucks there. More than a couple bucks. It was actually pretty expensive. I think you had enough. Night Sandman. Okay, finally got this guy. Yeah, I don't know. Like at the end of the last Yakuza, I just didn't feel as fulfilled as I did Yakuza 7. Like Yakuza 7 was a real gut punch all the way through. In a good way. But yeah, the last Yakuza, I mean, I don't know, man. Still good, right? And Kiryu's side is still heartbreaking. But Ichiban's side is, less heartbreaking. yeah, definitely don't buy that. Definitely don't buy that DLC. Don't be tempted. It gets you nothing, and you don't even get you don't really even get an ending. Yeah, 7 was good. The Man Who Erased His Name, the Kiryu side story, that was excellent. Really, generally, almost all the games are good. I mean, I don't think there's really a bummer in any of them. And even though I didn't like the last game as much as the other ones, it's still not a bad game. Yeah, if anything, I hope that they remake the Yakuza zombie game. they talk about it. They mention it very briefly in Yakuza 8. So maybe we're going to get it. Okay, too high level for these guys, I guess. Need some place to rest before I go into another hard-ass mission. Alright, where's the nearest ley line? Oh, they're not close, unfortunately. Yeah, Rise of the Ronin I really liked. I thought that was incredibly well done. But I do like games that emphasize the parrying portion of a game. Like, so if you're not into playing games where you have to parry attacks all the time, you know, you may not like it. But to me, Rise of the Ronin is like the good Assassin's Creed. Not quite as much BS as Assassin's Creed. Still pretty manageable, and if you just want to play the main story, you're still looking at 20 or 30 hours. You know, nothing. You know, not over 100 hours like Assassin's Creed games always are. And if you're into Japanese history, there's a lot of history in there as well. So good, really, really good game. Me, I don't know anything about the events that took place in that game, other than the Yakuza game also covered, I think, the same period, or maybe the Yakuza game was before. I can't remember, but they had some of the same characters or historical figures. But yeah, wait for a sale on that one. I mean, definitely don't pay full price for Rise of the Ronin. But I think on sale, if you paid like $40 for it, you'll be really, really happy with it. $70? Maybe you won't be that happy. Vitality Incense. Oh, okay. If you're into Ninja Gaiden DMC, then probably Stellar Blade is more your alley. Stellar Blade's awesome, and that's closer to that. Although you do parry a lot in that game too. Or actually, I guess what's coming up? The Wukong game, Black Myth Wukong. That one looks closer to DMC than it does a Souls-like. I mean, for sure, I'll be playing the crap out of that. Where Winds Meet's coming out. I think it's supposed to come out this year too. That might be also up your alley if you're more into the DMC stuff. Yeah, Phantom Blade Zero looks really, really, really good. The game almost looks too good for its own, for its own good, right? It's weird because I think the Phantom Blade games are just mobile games, so it's weird for them to just have a graphically intensive 3D action combat game. You must be anxious finding yourself in a new place like the Netherworld and all. Well, I'm always willing to lend an ear if you'd like to talk anything out. Okay, my demons are so caring. Tranquil places such as this are most pleasant indeed. They soothe the battle-worn soul.
Hello.
Our battles will soon resume. Let's cherish this time we have to rest. Very true. Save anywhere. Should be in every game. Of course, it wasn't in the original game, so it's something they had to add later. But in a game where you're saving or you're playing for over 100 hours, please let me save anywhere. Alright, we'll stop it there. This is meowmurai. You've been watching Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance, running on PC. I'll pick up that shmup. It's only $8, so yeah, I'll play that next. I think we have a little bit of time before I have to delve into Elden Ring, and still wakes the deep. So yeah, Thank you, Strider. We'll check it out here soon. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.